Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Dominant Gaming, and we're here with Sleepy Cat. What's up, buddy? How you doing? So my plans for today are just talk about the game as a whole, talk about what's going on in recent events, and just kind of play the new season of Hunt that came out. So I invite y'all to join along. So I want to talk really quick about Stasis. Everyone's talked about Stasis recently, and I want to give my own 2 cents on it. Stasis, in my opinion, it was a great addition to the game. It kind of revitalized some of it, and it kind of revitalized a bit of the super usage within the game. So one thing that I really want to give my opinion on is the effectiveness in multiplayer, like in more specifically PvP. It needs a nerf. So the fact that Warlocks can freeze people instantly is just broken. It needs to be fixed. Bungie, look at me. It needs to be fixed. One thing that I think that we should have within the game is anti-stasis mods. So what that means would be you'd have a mod that would reduce the effect of the stasis supers. So let's say if you got frozen and I wanted to break out, I would have to take reduced damage when breaking out. I know it's gonna be kind of weird. I know people generally won't like it, but I think it'd be kind of a great idea if we could go ahead and just either nerf stasis or give mods or a lot of boosts that would help reduce the effectiveness of it in Crucible. Now, as in terms for PvE, I think in terms of PvE, stasis might need a actual buff. Allow me to explain that. I know it's gonna be kind of a hot take. So Titans definitely need a buff, just all around the board. I personally feel like their super isn't strong enough in relation to the Warlocks and the Hunters. So a common argument that I've seen against this is, oh, the Titans have like Striker Titan and they have like Hammer and whatnot. They're very strong. They have Shield Bash. Yes, I agree. They are very strong supers. I'm not gonna discount that. But they are Stasis being a new and exciting super is very underwhelming comparatively. Warlocks just need a straight buff, or need a straight nerf. They do not need a buff. No. Warlocks need a nerf. If I stick my staff in the air, it should not be a football field's length of effect. That is way too huge. That is way too large. This definitely needs to be addressed, like ASAFP. Trials being canceled was a fantastic idea. I love Trials as much as the next guy, but dude, I'm so glad y'all didn't do that, because that would have been an absolute nightmare of a weekend. That could have. So, why am I saying this? Because there hasn't been a lot of information regarding the usage of stasis and what Bungie might end up doing with it. I personally think that they should address this as soon as possible. Not only that make other people feel better, it'd make me feel better knowing they're listening to the community. And I know there are people on r/Destiny the game, like their subreddit, about this, like reading about this issue, but they haven't said anything about it. The only thing they brought out is the Wither Horde, like that issue, if they can be called an issue. And I think, like, watch this. Watch this. See, I'm gonna hit this guy back here. If I can hit it. All right, watch this. From way back here. That's way too far. In PvE, it should be farther. But in PvP, I'm thinking of terms in PvE there. Or PvP. Goodness, I need to wake up. In terms of PvP, that is way too far. This should be about a 10 or 15 foot radius at the most, not from here all the way to there. It should be 10 feet at the max, and then 15 feet with an exotic. It should not be like half a football to a whole football field base. That's way too far. Hunters supers, I think, are pretty balanced. It's kind of a Blade Barrage rework with a fire or ice tornado add-on. I actually like that, because not only does it add a little bit extra pizzazz to the super, we should say, but it also adds a different type of dynamic It adds a different type of dynamic to the whole super as a whole. I do think the tracking is very fair. One thing I was concerned about when I heard it had tracking was like A, the speed, and B, how well did it track. Tracking is like aimbot, which is fine because the speed moves at the speed of a, I think, in between a walking and running player, so it's actually perfect. Titans just need a buff. Like they don't have enough to justify them using that super besides just ice powers and freezing. It's basically Striker Titan with ice. I don't know how else to say that. The only really good appealing thing about it is that it has that flying melee, which, as cool as it is, it is very useful. It is very cool. I've gotten my cheeks clapped a few times by it, and it's very cool to watch being used. It's not good enough. Now, one thing they could have done, in my personal opinion, was give a sort of Hammer of Soul-esque type of super. So it'd be like a mixture between the two. So it could be like a throw. And this is how I would have done that super. I would have had something to throw, and then it would be there. And then if it was still in your line of sight, you could charge there. And when you hit that point, so let's say I threw it outside my window and it landed in my neighbor's driveway. If I were to do that, I could hit my super again. I would not really blink, but fly there really, really, really fast. And right when I got there, it'd be like an explosion dome. It'd work almost like Nova Warp, but it would leave an area, like whenever you threw it, it would be, when you threw it, it'd give a small explosion. When you actually got there, it'd be a huge explosion. And it would be similar to Striker Titan. Because I not only think that'd be more balanced, but it would be something unique to what they wouldn't have had before. What is happening? Am I stuck on something? I am. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. In PvE, I don't know. I don't play Titans, so I can't give an honest opinion. But I know they just need a general buff as a whole. Like, that's something they need to actually implement. Like, this is strong, and it's really good in PvE. I could stand for a little bit of a buff. Maybe? But that's really all up to the developer's discretion. As you can see, you're contacting Destiny 2 servers, as per normal. But I don't know. Just let me know what y'all think in the description down, or the comments down below, because I'm curious to see what y'all think. Other than that, I'm really enjoying the DLC. I love this DLC. The grind, the actual difficulty, the difficulty aspect is huge. And I do think that adding that sort of barrier that you need to work with other people brings back the definition of Destiny. Working with friends and with other people to get to a common objective. The fact that you could pretty much one-man shadow keep was dumb. I hated it. I don't know. It just makes me very unhappy to see that. The fact that you have to actually work with Beyond Light is amazing. Please add more difficult DLCs, Bungie. Пожалуйста. So how do I feel about Stasis as a whole? Well, it's good. Stasis was or is an amazing super. It is an amazing addition. I want to talk about the season pass issues that people express as well. I personally think the season pass is a little bit, I don't want to say underwhelming, but it didn't have as much variability as it did before. Like, it doesn't have near as much, let's say, variety in rewards, we shall say. It has hella bright dust now. Like, you have a lot of bright dust to earn, but that's all well and good, but I mean, I want to get more ornaments, I want to get more gear. I don't really need bright dust. So, I don't know. I'm still gonna play the game anyway. I do think Bungie could have done a little bit better with the reward system in that aspect, but I really don't mind it. Dude, Uldren's voice makes me cream. Hot take. Uldren's kind of hot. Not gonna lie to you. Wait for me. Yo, y'all missed a very easy chest over here.